Rome, the greatest empire the world had ever known until it all came crashing down. But why? How could an empire that once spanned continents, ruled millions, and built architectural wonders just collapse today? We're diving into the dramatic, complex, and often messy story of why the Roman Empire fell. Let's start with political instability. Rome's leadership was like a game of musical chairs, but with a lot more assassination attempts, the emperors became increasingly weaker, and the constant power struggles destabilized the whole system. Imagine being ruled by a different emperor every couple of years, and some of them weren't exactly top-tier material. The empire was split in two, east and west, dividing power even further. Chaos reigned as military leaders began grabbing power for themselves, weakening the very foundation of the empire. Next, money. The Romans had a big economy, but like a machine running out of oil, it started grinding to a halt. They relied too much on slaves for labor, and when conquest slowed down, so did the supply of free workers. Add to that rampant inflation. Yes, ancient Rome had that too, and the currency became almost worthless. And then there's taxes. The Roman Empire needed huge amounts of cash to maintain its legions and bureaucracy. But that meant squeezing the people, for more and more economic misery fueled anger. And Rome's once thriving cities began to decline. The Roman military, once the ultimate powerhouse, but by the end, not so much. Years of costly wars and over-reliance on foreign mercenaries, and some seriously embarrassing defeats. Looking at you, Battle of Adrianople meant that Rome was no longer invincible. The Roman army couldn't keep up with the invasions from the Goths, Vandals, and Huns. The mercenaries they hired often had little loyalty to Rome. It was like hiring someone to guard your house only for them to rob it instead. Social changes played a massive role as well. The rise of Christianity changed the entire cultural landscape of Rome. Traditional Roman values like civic duty and loyalty to the gods faded, and with them a sense of unity within the empire and the gap between rich and poor. Huge, the wealthy lived in luxury while the masses struggled to survive. This deep divide tore at the social fabric of Rome, making it harder to hold the empire together. Here's a wild card lead. Poisoning. Yep, the Romans used lead in their water pipes, cooking pots, and even makeup. Some historians suggest that the Roman elite, constantly exposed to lead, might have been a little off their game. Mentally speaking, though, it's not the main reason Rome fell. It could have influenced some questionable leadership decisions. Finally, we have the barbarians. The empire's borders were constantly under pressure from these tribes. They weren't just enemies, though. Sometimes they were allies or trade partners. But as Rome weakened, the tribes took advantage. The Visigoths sacking Rome was the ultimate symbol that the empire was crumbling. Rome, the once mighty, was now a shadow of its former self. So why did the Roman Empire fall? It wasn't one reason, it was all of them. Political chaos, economic disaster, military defeat, social changes, environmental factors, and the pressure from outside forces. Each problem weakened the empire bit by bit until it could no longer hold itself together. The story of Rome's fall reminds us that even the mightiest of empires aren't invincible. They don't fall in a day. It takes centuries of small cracks to bring the whole thing down. If you found this fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into history. Thanks for watching.